Scottish Tories and Labour reject calls to increase income tax in England in direct opposition with the SNP's plans for south of the border. Scottish politicians have shared their outrage as the SNP has demanded income tax rises for workers in England. First Minister John Swinney has said that, should Labour win the upcoming election, the SNP would push Keir Starmer to replicate Scotland's controversial new tax policy. The Scottish Government has introduced 6 tax bands, double the number in the rest of the UK. Under the policy, everyone on £28,000 and above has increased bills. A worker on £50,000 per year pays £1,542 more in Scotland, while someone on a wage of £130,000 faces paying £5,378 extra in income tax. John Swinney said on BBC Panorama that a similar rise in tax rates across the UK would be an alternative to spending cuts. But politicians across Scotland disagree with Mr Swinney, saying their parties will not raise taxes if they win the election. Scottish Conservative Shadow Finance Secretary Liz Smith told The Express, John Swinney needs to redo his sums. The SNP's high tax regime means hard-working teachers and police officers are paying far more tax in Scotland than they would living south of the border. He is so wedded to the policy that tax rises are the only answer to tackling his own party's financial mismanagement that he would do the exact same in England if he could, which would only harm their economic growth like the SNP have done in Scotland. Scottish Labour Deputy Leader Jackie Baillie added that the SNP was trying to raise taxes to cover for a failure in their government. She told The Express, for too long, the SNP and the Tories have used tax hikes as a sticking plaster for their failure to grow the economy. Keir Starmer and Rachel Reeves have been crystal clear, Labour will not raise income tax, national insurance or VAT. Meanwhile, John Swinney imposes tax hikes on nurses earning £29,000 a year while opposing taxes on the oil and gas giants making obscene profits. Scottish Labour is clear that we will not support further hikes to income tax on ordinary working Scots. A UK Labour government will focus on growing our economy, so that we can raise living standards for people across our country.